insisting that some of our state forests remain forever wild.
Yes.
In 1981, Governor Robert Orr made that promise. He set these tracts aside in the Morgan Monroe Yellowwood State Forest backcountry area, quote, to be enjoyed by the wilderness seeker as a place of solitude and repose. Users of the area should enter with the philosophy, and these are his words, their words, that they will disturb as little as possible the natural woodland ecosystem, and that it will offer an experience of visiting a forested area looking much the same as it may have appeared a century and a half ago. Logging, if allowed, has to be limited to mature, dead, or diseased trees and be compatible with the rugged, primitive, natural woodland ecosystem. These are their words. The bidders in this sale will log hundreds of younger, healthy trees. They're not mature, old, dead, or dying trees. They're going to log hundreds of these younger trees. They're going to drag them from the far ends of the 300 acres to gravel roads built through the forest on what is now dirt trail. This is destroying the natural woodland ecosystem. And for what? To thin what foresters view as crowded conditions. Well, those crowded conditions are the healthy natural woodland ecosystem that the backcountry area was established for Hoosiers to see and experience.
Yeah.
We are reasonably asking the Division of Forestry to honor the spirit and objectives of this backcountry area designation.
Absolutely. Please honor it. Please honor
We are trying to convince the Division of Forestry to set this forest aside as a control area, to provide forest managers with an area of undisturbed forest telling them how the natural forest ecosystem in Yellowwood State Forest is operating, regenerating, and dealing with stress. And these are the foresters' own words. In a 2005 article in the Journal of Forestry, foresters Freelick, Cornett, and White stated, quote, experimental controls are among the most basic scientific principles as relevant to applied sciences such as forestry as they are to basic branches of science. Harvesting is physically different from natural disturbance. However, there still is much debate as to how forest productivity and maintenance of species diversity are impacted by those differences over time. The scientific method dictates that potential impacts can be studied by comparing stands that experience only natural disturbance with stands subjected to harvesting.
We need our trees.
The control area, the control concept actually was practiced by the Division of Forestry in its old forest area policy prior to 2005 that this division has gotten rid of. That policy stated, quote, old growth forest is very limited habitat type in Indiana, approximately 1,500 acres, and state forests, because of their size and ownership stability, provide an opportunity to develop this habitat. Besides increasing the diversity of habitats on state forests, old forest areas will serve as control areas to compare long-term undisturbed forests with disturbed forests. Another major function of old forest areas will be to provide an undisturbed area for forest interior dwelling species and to prevent the introduction of exotic species. These areas will also be important for non-destructive ecological research areas. End of quote. This was our own forester speaking in a policy that he adopted back before 2005. One of those old forests was just across this lake until it was logged 3 years ago. They had a lot of the state forest system, and they've been getting rid of them systematically. Non-destructive ecological research is exactly what we have been doing exhaustively for the past 4 years in the old forest that comprises half of the area to be logged in this sale.
Don't do it!
We have had 46 scientists from 12 universities and colleges in Indiana giving the Division of Forestry a baseline inventory of all the flora and fauna on these acres that has never been done ever before on a single tract of state forest, to compare the effects of their silviculture with the effects of natural disturbances in the forest ecosystem. We have had to file detailed applications for 14 permits with the Division of Forestry to conduct these surveys over the last 4 years. We estimate that they will have cataloged 4,000 species in this forest by the time the final report is completed next year. That makes this a hotspot of unprecedented proportions, a biological hotspot in the lower Midwestern United States.
Beyond value.
The people looking at moths in this forest have said they have never seen moth diversity this high anywhere except in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. But before the Division of Forestry even is going to look at the final report, they've decided to log this forest and destroy this baseline. The decisions that have led to this sale have been driven by politics, not data, as the governor says he's interested in, not science, not facts, not reason, not logic, and certainly not balanced multiple use.
Not human.
They can sell these trees, but they best not assume that we are going away. We are going to come out of the woodwork. No pun intended. If they want a political fight, we will give them one. We are going to knock on every door in Brown County, every door around Indianapolis. Where's one of those signs? We're gonna put those, tell Governor Holcomb to stop logging Yellowwood all over Indianapolis, like picket fences. We're gonna spread them out across Indiana. We're gonna spread our message to every public official, every reporter, every opinion leader, and in every forum. Our state's forests are not some patch of radishes, not some cornfield, some soybean field, some garden to be weeded. They are part of a fractured native forest ecosystem that needs to be restored. They are public forests that we all own. They should be used for public purposes. And we will not rest until the state sets an appreciable amount of these forests, our forests, to return to the old growth condition, to remain forever wild for the use and enjoyment of everyone. So let's return now to the encampment at the end of Blossom Trot Road and consider our next steps for saving the Yellowwood backcountry area.